There's no mention of a synagogue. And as we just mentioned on the bus, Paul typically goes to the synagogue. Always, not typically, always goes to the synagogue. So there may not have been a synagogue at that time. But that's also been disputed because outside of the city, there was a funerary inscription that had been discovered recently that suggested that anyone buried here that violates the tomb, remember we talked about some of the imprecations and the condemnations of anybody who would be buried in a sarcophagus after the original person, was to pay a fine to the synagogue. So at least during that period of time, which is the Byzantine period of time, there had to have been a synagogue here. So we don't know what to make of that. Was there a synagogue? Maybe the synagogue was a small synagogue. Maybe the synagogue was an upstart synagogue that originated after the time of Paul.
If they didn't have a synagogue, would it be common to come to a place of water, meet and pray?
Yeah, Ron, I couldn't answer that question. For those of you who may not have heard, Ron is asking the question, if they didn't have a synagogue, would it be typical of Jews to come to a riverside to pray? And I'm not qualified. My pay grade doesn't go that high that I could answer that kind of a question. I simply have to say, I don't know.